Welcome back to my channel. This is a reading for Libra for career, money, finance, and this is for the month of March 2021. This will be for the first 2 weeks of March, so March 1st to March 14th, 2021. So again, welcome back to my channel. Much love and thanks out to my existing subscribers and all those that are new to my channel. I always appreciate your support and of course your time. So just a quick reminder that these are general readings and it cannot possibly speak to all Libras in the same way and in the same month. But certainly take what resonates. I mean, you're not all coming from, the exact place, and certainly won't be arriving at the same conclusions at the same time regarding your money, and certainly not on the same days. So please allow for some flexibility on the time frames. As I say, I mean, there's usually everybody's on their own journey, so some of that, there's some lag time is what I'm getting at here. So again, of course, our free will gives us free choice to, act on opportunities or not, and they may come up again within a month or a month and a half of a reading, and certainly you're still free to take those opportunities as they come through, but it does alter the time frames and it does alter the circumstances around those opportunities. So just be aware of that. Again, they're general readings. They won't play out the same way for everybody. So anyway, in other words, if there is going to be money coming in, in the first 2 weeks, then, for some of you, it may come in, in the latter portion of the month or into the next month. And that's simply because we all don't make the same decision on the same day. So just please be mindful of that. So just to get right into things, again, general energy, but for the first 2 weeks of March, I do see that your finances for the most part are fairly balanced. It looks like there can be even some amounts of money coming in for you. So with the Six of Pentacles, I mean, there's usually a give and take or some kind of a balance. In this case, I feel is how it's representing. But again, Six of Pentacles can be that somebody's, generally giving you money or you're accepting money. But because it's paired up with other clarifiers, I feel that this is really about money being in balance for you. There's a lot of cards that speak to balance as well, so that your stability seems to be at the forefront for the month of March. Certainly there is a period of worry in there as well. I suspect probably in around that second week of March, but for the most part, as going into March, everything looks to be fairly balanced and that you're in a fairly secure position. So again, because the Six of Pentacles is clarified with the Three of Wands. To me, it feels like you are on some kind of a creative pursuit, or that there's going to be some kind of expansion with your monies down the road here. I don't know that it's coming in for the first 2 weeks, but I will say this. It does feel for some of you that there is some kind of money flow that's still coming in for you. Like I don't see it as a large denomination, simply because there's not a lot of pentacles in this reading. There's not a huge number of victory cards, but certainly there is progress. So what I would say is that finances are fairly balanced. Stability is at the forefront. It looks like there, again, can be even some other additional monies that are coming in for you, but it's really just about creating a steady flow, just around what sustains you and your resources at this time. So it doesn't feel like too much of the status quo is really changing for the month of March. But again, there is still some monies that are in waiting here. There's still something more that's coming, and this might be related around your financial venture or career pursuit of some sort, but there's still something more that's coming. So you're expanding. This is not the be all end all. You're not just maintaining the same status quo. There is progress. So again, whatever is coming in, I don't feel as a large denomination, but it is extra. So the reason why I say, again, with the Three of Wands clarifying for the Six of Pentacles, I do feel that there is going to be an expansion of what it is, again, that you're doing. So this could be in terms of an idea that you're really starting to build on with the Three of Wands. I mean, that can also indicate that there's some kind of a delay as well, but I do feel for the most part that you're actually in the process. You're still taking action because it's a 3. You're not really at the page or the 2 stage here. It looks like you're actually operating in some form of action on expanding this career decision or in moving toward job offers, that kind of thing. I did feel that there would be at least a couple of job offers that are coming through here as well, but for the most part, I feel for those that are in an entrepreneurial place, this is really about a career decision, that you're moving away from one way of making money into another sphere of advancement. So I feel that there is a decision that's going to be coming in here, because even though there is an expansion with the Three of Wands and definitely with the Ace of Pentacles, for sure, I feel there again there's the opportunity that's coming through. There's going to be something, whether you take it or not. I feel that there's something will present itself in March as maybe an interview or some kind of option that you're considering anyway. So and again, this is a clarifier card for that Six of Pentacles as well. So some kind of a new beginning there, because you have it's also followed by the Fool. And again, to me, the Fool is really about, taking that leap of faith and trying something new. But it's also, just can be just the mindset that you're at least starting to venture more into territory that you may not have previously been doing in the earlier years. I just feel like it's something new that you haven't done before, and that there's some learning that's going to be likely involved with this. But the Fool really does speak to an entranceway into that new beginning. So it's some kind of wisdom that you have attained, but there's still more learning that needs to be done. But there is that promise of it opening up, and there's some kind of creativity and all of those things that come through with this. So again, I feel like you could have achieved some sense of authority or understanding with something that you're doing, because it was the Three of Wands, which is an expansion card, but there's still more to be developed yet. With the Two of Wands, I feel here, again, it feels like there's more than one offer that's presenting itself to you in the month of March, especially more so in that first 2 weeks for a lot of you. Or again, for others that are, breaking away from the traditional job, I feel there's a career decision that you're trying to really make here, where you're deciding, if I invest myself wholeheartedly in this one direction that's more entrepreneurial, what are the factors that will come into play? And there's some fear and anxiety around it for sure, because I do feel, first off, I'll go into this part here with the King of Pentacles. I do feel that the job offer could be coming through, as I say, involving someone who is a King of Pentacles, like a business, corporate energy, someone who is in authority or has a really good sense of business. Or this could be a partnership that you're considering as well, with that Two of Wands and the King of Pentacles that was clarifying. So again, not only is the King of Pentacles clarified with the wish fulfillment card for the Nine of Cups, to me that really speaks to, a person who has fairly good connections, who's fairly well off, and as I said, an authority of some sort, financially stable for sure, but it's somehow influencing you in the first 2 weeks. This is somebody you're meeting or a business opportunity that's coming through, but you're going to again, if it does speak to you on an entrepreneurial front, this could be just the energy that you're moving ahead with, that you're going after your goal, which is a dream, which is the wish fulfillment here. So you're going after something that has real meaning to you. I feel a lot of you are still moving toward a career-oriented path. I feel that you're building a dream. It's not just about extra cash flow, and for many, it's an entrepreneurial direction that you're focused on, for the majority. There is still some money that some of you are still waiting on, as I mentioned, with the Three of Wands. But in addition to that Ace of Pentacles, again, that job opportunity that's coming through that will be likely gained sometime in the first 2 weeks, something that you'll have to consider. But we also had some energy around the Devil. So now the Devil energy can speak to you personally going through some issues or negative thought patterns and all of that. But I feel for the majority of you that this is really coming up around a person. And the reason why I say that is because further down with the Oracle cards, there was more clarification on that there was envy involved. As well, following the Devil energy, we also have the Seven of Swords. So maybe somebody is trying to block you or get in the way of your success or you building on this dream or this entrepreneurial path. But for sure, there's obstacles anyway, regardless of that. as you move along into any new territory, you're going to run up against some things that will look to trip you up, and is your path to be creative and trying to find the solutions, because things don't, once you make a choice or a decision toward a new path, I mean, you have to know it's all new territory, and you aren't going to be, you have to fail fast. You have to fail a certain number of times before you get it right. It's all new territory. There's no way for you to possibly foresee all elements that are going to be coming your way. So again, I still feel like you're taking a chance on this new wish fulfillment, or on something, that you feel is going to be a better option for you. But definitely there is some obstacle there in the way, and I feel it's in the by way of person, an individual. Could be a Cancer. Leo energy was coming through here very strongly as well, but some kind of energy around just keeping to yourself, again, still for the month of March. And there was a little bit of a running theme of that same energy over the course of the previous month. So I feel that this is probably somebody who may be very close to you, or is you're continually exposed to, on a fairly frequent basis, because it seems to be a residual energy. So, so just watch what you share, and as much as we can get enthusiastic about going on a new path, sometimes it's better just to try to be a little understated in the way that we deal with our excitement. So again, devil energy, Seven of Swords. You're building on a dream, entrepreneurial path, I feel, for the majority of you, or a new life path, new career change of some sort. But again, it speaks to envy and jealousy of someone around you that could represent astrologically as a Capricorn or a Cancer coming through. And certainly with the Chariot following that, to me, that also speaks of a Cancer energy. But I do feel that, you're going to make a decision about how to guard yourself, how to be successful. And certainly you're getting the clarity with the Page of Swords coming through. But again, there's still that energy of somebody spying, somebody watching you, somebody maybe still trying to operate in an underhanded way to, circumvent your ability to move forward here. So again, still the month of March, just to be wary of that. So you could again be still fighting your own negatives, self-doubt, inconsistent progress, procrastination, any of that kind of thing, because there is also the Eight of Swords and all of that coming through here down the road. But for the most part, I mean, I do see you taking action with the Knight of Swords. So I feel that there is still a lot of cards of momentum, progress, a lot of clarity that's coming through, a lot of Swords energy. So you're definitely working on your foundation here with the Four of Wands. So again, I just feel that there is some later cards here with the Five of Cups coming up, and the Eight of Swords, as I mentioned, but definitely you're centering around your happiness, and something, again, coming through with the past, with the Six of Cups. Now, this could be a dream or a goal that you've had from the past that you're trying to invest in. With the Four of Wands, you're trying to create this stability with, things from the past. This past goal is something that you really had your heart attached to. But at the same token, this is also a card of looking back on your life in some kind of life review as well. And there is still a little bit of residual energy of that too, because we do have the Five of Pentacles. So again, still a lot of cards seeking balance and trying to maintain with 2, 4s, 6s, and 8s coming through. But with the Five of Pentacles, to me, again, there's going to be a bit of a stepping back where you might have been in, again, life review mode, looking back as to where you were and how you need to, push forward. So again, stepping back to lay out your next moves before you commit is really what I'm trying to say here. But for a lot of you, I feel there is someone, again, not as supportive as you would like, and maybe operating from a place of dishonesty or poor intentions. So again, just to be aware of that. And again, it feels like that could be somebody from the past as well. And the reason why I say that is because we've got the Lover's card. So this doesn't have to be about a love relationship, but it's however it relates to your finances. So this could be a partnership or some, close bond with somebody that that I feel is just to be wary of for the month of March. Because again, it was still operating in tandem with somebody from the past. Somehow it's all around your stability. So this is somebody that is, I feel, fairly close to you. and again, as I said, it shows up over the course of the month. So I would just take heed that you should remain private as you move ahead. So again, with that Knight of Swords energy, and that Four of Wands clarifying. So we had the Knight of Wands, or sort of Knight of Swords, and the Four of Wands. To me, it is clarifying that you're taking a lot more steps in March toward that stability that you need to be. So again, further out, there's another four with the Four of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. So I feel there is consistency in your monies this month. And I feel your priority, again, is around maintaining your security. It feels like it's a very strong priority. So I feel that there's not a lot of big changes in the month of March. There's very few pentacles for the most part. Many of the cards speak to job consistency for those that are employed, or financial stability and maintaining the status quo. But since there are 3 fours in this read, I feel like it requires some innovation on your part, some effort to make certain that March stays balanced. I don't think it's going to be without your juggling some things here. So with the Six of Cups, again, earlier on, clarified by the Five of Pentacles, there was something from the past regarding a partnership or a connection to a person in the past that has caused you a feeling of loss or struggle. But with that Lover's card following, again, I feel that once you reevaluate your priorities, you'll be able to overcome this difficulty and let go of this feeling of hardship. So with the Six of Swords here, again, I feel that you're transforming and you're able to get past something here. And as well, we also have the Page of Wands. So I feel that it's helpful information. It's good news that's coming through that is likely in about that first week toward the end, where you're starting to see what's up ahead. There's quite a few swords, as I said, for clarity that's coming through. So you're starting to realize, I need to do this, I need to do that. But you're retreating from things, with the Six of Swords, you're retreating from things that are getting in the way or are counterproductive to better manage, how you're going forward. And you are going forward because there's lots of new beginnings here with the Page of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool card. So there's a lot of new beginnings. There's a lot of changes in your mind and how you're presenting yourself for the month of March, how you're going forward. But again, it feels like quiet progress. So with the Ace of Swords, with the Eight of Swords, again, I feel that, there's some self-sabotage in the first 2 weeks where you're starting to question, how am I going to juggle this? How am I going to operate? How am I going to, get past this? But the World is a really helpful card because, again, this is about beginnings and endings. So you're definitely, I feel, mastering this self-defeating attitude or this period, and you're finding some solutions to overcome those past letdowns with the Five of Pentacles and the Eight of Swords. Even if that was in regards to a relationship or partnership or friendship that's somehow connected to your finances, I feel that you're able to master it because you actually have come to many conclusions in this month. So again, beginning and ending here of a cycle. You're not seeing, the two cups that are still upright. You're still feeling like there's a sense of lack on some level that's affecting you emotionally and financially. But again, with the following cards here, you're retreating. You're trying to recuperate and figure out how do I move ahead despite that inner struggle. But you are going to be relying on your willpower to get up and challenge whatever is up ahead here. And the reason why I say that is because you did come up with the Ace of Swords. So I feel that your path is being cleared ahead, so you're able to move forward, in this new beginning. You have a really strong understanding of where your, I don't want to say power exactly is, but maybe that is the right word. But really, you're just feeling much more, you see the opportunities coming in now, is what I'm saying. You're starting to believe in yourself again. You've got new ideas. You're eager to learn. This is a new beginning. It's a fresh start. This is about you just feeling like you're much more directed and focused towards this victory. You're realizing the way forward. So again, with the Four of Pentacles, I still feel like you're still a little uncertain about money at this time. So you're going to hang on to things. You're still going to be in an over control sort of mode until you get past this. this period. Again, March feels like it could be a little bit more challenging for you than most of the other months here, but I still feel that you're able to make some bold decisions in the first 2 weeks to plan how you're going to be a change maker in your own life, because again, there's so many cards to beginnings and endings and aces and balance and expansion, and again, the King of Pentacles. So I mean, this could be again you just taking charge of your own life as well, toward the wish fulfillment, which was coming through toward clarifying the King of Pentacles. So I just feel that there's a lot that you're overcoming on an emotional level to be able to go forward, but again, still a bit of a struggle here. So I also ask, because I know a lot of people are relying on government money right now, and there's not always a job opportunity available. So I know that a lot of people are waiting on government assistance during this month. So I did repeatedly ask if there was government money coming in, and let's just say after the first times, having pulled, asked the question and waited for cards to pull out. I'm just going to skip ahead here. The cards that I repeatedly kept pulling out here, I mean 5 different times, the same cards that fell out was the Knight of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles, and then we also had the Strength card. And these were all sort of clarifying each other. And then again, I'll go into the other ones here as well. So what I feel with that is that there's money coming through, but it's going to be slow. So that's why I say I think maybe that's why a lot of you are holding on to your money for the period of March, because if it is related around government money, I feel that it's not coming through quickly. So I think that you are right in hanging on to what you've got until that all the details are worked out in regards to that. For those of you that are really entrepreneurial here, I do feel that you are, leaping into action with that Queen of Wands. This is definitely somebody who has the ability to see the way forward, feel empowered, really focused, somebody who's quite authoritative in the way that she or he approaches something. Could represent Leo, Aries, Sagittarius coming through, but somebody who's really self-sufficient, definitely career-oriented. And I feel really standing on your own 2 feet here. You're really starting to empower yourself and take control of your direction with the Nine of Pentacles. So, I mean, that can speak to money coming through as well, but I feel for the most part, this is really, I just didn't see a lot or feel a lot of Pentacles coming through for the month of March. It just felt like it was more of a card of you're working hard to bring something about on an entrepreneurial front or move in a different career path. And again, for those that are waiting on more government money, it feels slow. It feels like there's going to be a rough patch there for you that, because there is, with the Three of Pentacles, I mean, it just feels like there's sort of a team of people that have to arrive at a decision before that really comes through. And I just feel that with the card of endurance here with strength, that you just really have to be resourceful and balance things out whatever way that you can. If you're selling off something, if you're, creating making masks for people, whatever it is that is helping to give you a little extra money to get through, I feel that's really where you're at. So, again, I still feel for the most part for March, it feels like I can't get over this feeling that there's multiple sources coming in here for money. It doesn't feel like it's just a job or it's just one thing. It just feels like there's a lot of a juggling act here for multiple sources of income. So again, for some of you, maybe you are getting this job and it's not coming through right away, but the job has been affirmed that yes, you can go forward. It's an opportunity you're ready to go with. Others, again, government or corporation of some sort where, you have no control over whatever the weight is. But be assured, if it is dealing with something that's related to government, oftentimes there's one more form to fill. So follow up every couple of weeks or whatever it is. Just be diligent about making sure that you've got everything filled out properly, and that you haven't missed a step, because that could be part of it, why the reason for the delay. It's not just about a decision to be made on their part. It can also be that some other third element needed to be completed before the whole process is really able to be executed. So There's also another sense with the Page of Swords, which again, this came through repeatedly. I did feel that there was still, again, earlier on in that first 2 weeks, there's still somebody who's a little bit jealous or envious or spying on you. There's some kind of extra, party that is really watching your behavior or watching what you're doing. And certainly, but the Page of or Page of Swords as well indicates that there is some kind of clarity that's coming through. So this is definitely, somebody who's willing to stand up and take, like represent themselves. So, and I feel that's really what's happening for a lot of you. I feel that you're ready to take action. I feel that there is some sense of you needing to stand up for yourself as well, especially because it was so close in conjunction to the Strength card. So I think at some point here in the month of March, you're going to have to stand up for yourself and, to whatever that opposing party is or that opposing decision or something that's coming through where you need to say, hey, this is, you're being challenged in some way anyway, is what I feel for the month of March. For sure in the first 2 weeks, you might be hearing about it, but there is some kind of important decision that might also need to be made here as well. But I do feel that you're overcoming it because you do get the Sun card. So there's a reason for you to be optimistic. And again, there's a lot of cards that just kept repeatedly falling out. No matter if it fell out, I would put it back into the deck and just repeat, and the same cards were coming out. So again, that Page of Swords was another repeat card that kept falling out. So I do feel that for a lot of you, that this card is an indicator that perhaps with the Knight of Pentacles repeatedly coming out with that Three of Pentacles, more than one person is involved in the decision around money, and a decision has not yet been made, but whatever the outcome, that you remain strong and stand up for yourself when the time comes, and clearly that time is going to be coming in probably the second or third week of March. So the Page of Swords, again, is you're just standing your ground on some issue regarding money because you are going to be challenged in some way. Feels like it's a bit of a power play of some sort. But it can also represent an investigative, spying, kind of prying into your business kind of energy as well. But you're fighting the injustice, and there will be a successful turn of events in your favor from that battle. I mean, that's not to say that there's not more battles around it, but there is something more that's going to be required. This energy of slow money coming to you. There's going to be something more around that you're going to have to present or do or whatever. So there is a challenging time likely showing up around the latter part of March in the last 2 weeks is my feeling, especially with these cards here. But there's also 2 8s in the reading. So I feel like you're really going to shift your mind. It's a mind shift in the month of March, but I feel that mind shift is allowing you to become really laser focused on what's of value and what creates stability over the long term for you. I feel that your life choices are geared around a real change in your business and career paths and how you operate and make money. I feel that you're acting upon this new mindset with willpower, strong motivation. There's a real desire to get there. I feel that many of you are ready to be noticed for what you're putting a lot of your time and energy around. I feel that there's a level of frustration as well that was coming through. And again, I'm just pulling out the 8s that we had here that had come through. Again, we did have the 8 of Swords. And for sure, it seemed to me there was one more 8 in here. But either way, you're overcoming them regardless anyway. That's what I'm seeing here. There's a lot of movement ahead. That was the 2 4s. I think I was looking at the 2 4s, which were creating the 8. So still going after balance here. But as I say, I do feel that you're really shifting your mindset to be able to get out of this this level of frustration. So, but you're discovering your inner strength and really relying on I think you're actually almost discovering your own mysteries, really, because it feels like, you're becoming laser focused on what's of value and you're creating stability over the long term regarding that value. And I feel that your life choices are geared around a real change, as I said, in your business and career. And it's due to this new mindset. There's power and strong motivation and a real desire to get it right. The first time, I feel that's really strong. But I feel that, you shouldn't really be afraid to make those mistakes, because the point is to fail fast and get it and continue to tweak and get it right and hone your craft, so to speak. But I feel that you have a real strong desire to get it right the first time, and I feel that you are also you're coming out on top. But as I say, there's some kind of residual energy that feels like there's going to be a challenge by the end of the month. So okay, so despite that, whatever the challenges that may be present in the latter portion of March, I will detail that in the next video. But before I close out, I did pull a few oracle cards here for the first 2 weeks from the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor, and they were quite positive regarding the first 2 weeks of March. So we start out with the fourth chakra, which is Archangel Raphael, again more fours, and that comes through as energy to protect you. So where you were feeling loss or negative thinking or anything that threw you out of balance, this is a card in support to align you with better people that will be sent to you to overcome and heal your situation. I don't feel it coming through in the month of March, but it's just to let you know that this is going to be coming through. Again, I don't know that I haven't pulled all the cards for the last 2 weeks of March yet, but for sure not in the first 2 weeks. I don't see anybody that's coming through specifically to make any real big change here. But there's also a card followed up with the door to value. So I do feel that the door to value is, feeling like you're seeing a ray of hope and light toward the future. You see your value and the events that have played out in some way that you now feel you can hold your own against your oppressors or obstacles. So more specifically, it looks like, again, an opportunity or more than one is coming through to help you to see where you're going to gain. For others, there is some kind of actual gain in March, although it doesn't feel like for the most part, it feels like it's more on the job opportunity front, or that there's movement in some way that opens your eyes to where you're going to be able to get more support monetarily. So, because you're getting a lot of cards of clarity and swords. So there's hope on a few fronts here, but most of which will be identifying opportunities and staying open to the possibilities, which I feel that you have. I feel it's less on the front of money coming through, but there may be a small amount, denomination of some sort, but there's a consistency of money that you're juggling through anyway in March. Again, the card of envy. The card of envy was actually in close conjunction here with the storm warning. So again, there's going to be something around that jealousy or envy of your direction or your position or the ideas that you're making work for you as you take more ownership over your own actions. And there is gain and there is movement this month, but in a behind the scenes kind of way. And each step up that stairwell is closer to your destination that will bring more obstacles, because again, new viewpoint, new degree of status. Now you've earned your right. Now you have to protect your right, this new position, and you have to be wise about how you maintain your new ground. And that requires resources and connections and doing more research and opening up more resources because of that research. So we also have the healer of the ages. So I feel that some of you may be in the healing arts as well, and this could be a card of protection. But just in terms of the previous card here with envy, I just also wanted to add, until others can see their own value and personal strengths, they will be focused on how you're doing it. And it's just part of the journey. That advancement is a personal expression of your own gifts. So others would need to tap into their own resources and talents to find a way to gain in the journey according to their specific blueprint. So, we can always follow in the steps of those that have gone before us, and mimic, which is fine, because you're aligning to that energy. But you also have your own personal blueprint of talents, and your journey means that you have to find new levels in your unique way. So once you've created some groundwork or a foundation, that's when you start to bring out your own personal value or identify with your own blueprint, and that's where you get the empowerment and the encouragement to be able to take on the challenges and the obstacles. Because if you didn't earn the right to get there, you won't be willing to do the work to hang on to it either. So others aren't likely to see how it all came together or the price of your efforts to get to each level of achievement, because it's about personal growth. It's about that self-growth. It's not just a path. It's not just a journey. The self-growth means you expand, and in that way you become a part of your surroundings. It's not just rolling the dice and seeing where you land. You've earned the right to get there. So moving on again to the healer of the ages, I still feel like there's some kind of unexpected opportunity again that's coming through this month. For some of you, really unexpected. But anyway, healer of the ages is about unblocking your energy, and an important area of your life is healing in March, which is really freeing up your energy so that you're more open to receive new energy. And again, I feel that it's coming by way of opportunities and ideas. But by March, I feel like you're really beginning to have a deeper understanding of what's going to be expected of you up ahead. It's all tied into what you value. And through this, you're able to find your inner power to realize that this is a part of who you are. It's intricately woven into you. It's part of your blueprint. This is not just a job or a means of survival for a lot of you. I feel that this is a new beginning. There's quite a few new beginnings in March, or realizations. But I feel that each day that you're living more of this new you, you're more inspired to take action. So each step is actually, might seem magical and powerful, in the way that you're moving ahead, just because you're seeing this new outlook and this new realization, is really where you're becoming more of you. So this is expanding your own light, expanding your reach, expanding your purpose. So it's like a star energy, really, with the healer of the ages card, and you can see that it's exuding from his heart center. It's really identifying your own value and how it's connected to spirit and to a more vast resource of universal energy. You're really tapping into something that's extremely, I don't want to just say broad, but extremely unified, and you're seeing it, but other people aren't always seeing it. You're seeing it because you're actually able to intuitively allow yourself to be open to it. So I think you're starting to realize you're blending out the weaker, stagnant energies, and you're magnetizing stronger energy into your surroundings. And that stronger energy, strengthens your personal spirit, and it helps you to see more collectively what the bigger picture is and how to transmute that energy into an actual physical thing, a property. And this is empowering. If you're able to use that, or if we were to use that analogy of, especially with the door to spirit here, it's empowering because if you use an analogy of a meteorite, for example, and how it survives the trip through our atmosphere from space and how it heats up from the surrounding friction caused by molecules and gases, it causes that meteorite to glow and further descends to Earth, at really high speeds, and then it just breaks apart. And most of the elements of that meteorite have evaporated, in space. It vaporizes in space. So there's really, when you think about it, there remains a flare that goes through space, and that flare surrounds the meteor with many colors because of the gases in the atmosphere. And then there's remnants that fall to the ground, and it bursts into flames and eventually cools. And whatever the debris that resulted is just a piece absent from its original form. But it still contains the iron and the rock and etc. Whatever it was its full composition, but it's now shed a lot of the heaviness that it was carrying. And in many ways, I feel that the gases around the meteorite are the things that destabilize us and obstacles, because it's chaotic energy. And then once you're grounded again, you're left with what you're actually made of, and you can operate in a new way. And I feel this is the journey that you have been on, Libra. I feel that things in your way are evaporating, and you're observing more objectively, what has transformed you, and you're no longer rejecting what you're made of. You're accepting your own evolution versus being imprisoned by it, because you have truths now that you're identifying within yourself, and you're not just being catapulted across the sky or through a host of experiences, because you're now more in control of the journey. because you know where you're coming from. So freedom is the byproduct of accepting something, and I feel in March you're seeing more of you and what you're capable of, and you're not afraid to challenge the unknown in this new world. So metaphorically, this is where you're at internally, and externally I feel this is mirrored for you, for many of us. With the changes to our present day pandemic globally, this is a new frontier, and you're identifying with a new part of yourself to operate within the new framework. So that's what I would say is really coming for you in the month of March. As I mentioned, there is still some abundance. There's definitely a lot of growth that's still operating for you, and definitely with the blossoming abundance card and the 3, there's still more expansion yet to come here. So I just feel that you have some things that are going to be coming in that you'll be really grateful for. I definitely see that there's going to be an increase to your prosperity. You're sowing the seeds on a mental level for the most part in March, but there is gains for sure. There's some movement towards seeing that open up. But again, there will be with the blossoming abundance card, and certainly with the 3 as an expansion card, definitely going to be something that operates to increase your wealth and your value overall. So people are going to start seeing that there is something different about you. And I feel that, again, that for a lot of the other signs, there seems to be some changes and some growth as well. But for the most part, there's a real, when you're really able to identify with yourself on a personal, internal level, I feel that this is where all of your empowerment comes from, and you won't be so quick to second guess yourself when you're facing an obstacle. So consider this month of March a very important month to move ahead. That's all I have for you, Libra, for the first 2 weeks of March. Please stay tuned for the next video on the tail end of March for career and finance. I'll be putting out new videos for the other signs as well very shortly. Please stay safe and keep moving forward.